wanted to say to you, I'm going to start in a seated position because we're going to do some tapping on the head and so forth. If you do not feel comfortable tapping, maybe just touching, like acupressure type thing, because that is all, Qigong is all about moving the Qi energy. The music that I'm going to put on is also Qi energy. It'll resonate. It's a Reiki CD, and that music will also resonate through you. So we're using all of these techniques between the movements, the tapping, the breath, the mind, and the body to be able to enhance your ability to relax and be able to go through a healing process. So Qigong itself is considered to be healing energy that's cultivated over time. Many times, first time you do a Tai Chi or a Qigong movement, you may not feel it right away, but just like a garden needs to be cultivated to be able to grow, our health improvement also needs time. So sometimes just practicing, that's what it's all about. So Qigong is in all Tai Chi, but can stand alone, but not vice versa. You can't have Tai Chi without having that Qigong in it. So we're going to begin by focusing on the 3 intentful enhancements, focusing on posture, breath, and bringing our mind into the practice. So I'm going to put the music on right now. And so just allow yourself to, wherever you are seated, make sure that you're seated comfortably, that your feet can touch the ground. Being a short gal, sometimes I found myself not being able to touch the ground with my feet.
Chair, Dad.
We're going to begin by working on posture first.
Susan, if I could interrupt you, I have several people that are not muted that I'm not able to mute them on my end. So if each of you would just take a look at your microphones in the bottom left-hand corner and make sure there's a red line through them, that would be great. So please click on it. If there's not a red line, that will put a mute in order to eliminate any background noise during this restorative session. Thanks. Thanks.
Okay. All right, everyone. So let's begin firstly with posture. Posture is key for any kind of movement to allow that Qi to flow through the body. So posture begins with the feet. So what I'd like for you to do is look down at your feet. Make sure your feet are facing forward. You also want to make sure that your knees are over your ankles and that your knees are lined up with your hips. Now in balance, the other thing you want to think about is pressing down on the big toe, the little toe, and the heel. So that way you're going to feel that activation. We want to become aware of how our entire body moves through this practice, not just focusing on one area or the other. So pressing down on the big toe, the little toe, and the heel, you can feel your leg muscles start to activate. You can feel that movement start to creep all the way up. So next big area of opportunity is the lower dantian, or that lower abdominal area. So we want to move that pelvis. I'm going to turn to the side. So we want to pull that navel in and start to exhale as we do that, and then inhale and let that body move. So you want to move that pelvis. You want to feel that lengthening in the lumbar vertebrae. Exhale as you pull in, let that tailbone tuck underneath and roll back and forth. This is great to do because many times when we have issues on the neck, there's also some issues in the lower back. So this helps, that's going to help that lower back posture and that lumbar area. So let's just do a few more of these, exhaling as we pull in, let that curl and back. And then come to like a neutral position, still feeling the abdominals engaged slightly. And now let's move up the rib cage. Let's roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And start to incorporate breath into the movements. So you can feel, it feels easy to inhale as we lift and exhale as we pull down. So here, you still want to maintain that awareness of the feet pressing down on the ground, feeling the leg muscles, feeling the abdominals, feeling that navel pulling in, but now your attention is coming up to that upper body. This is called the shoulder girdle. So that would be the collarbone, the shoulder joint itself, and the shoulder blades. So most important is to lift up, inhale, and exhale as you pull down. And you want to deliberately pull those shoulder blades down, feeling that release of tension in that upper back, lower neck area. And just let that happen a few more times. And then allow those arms to drape down. So you want to feel that you're connected to the earth, your feet are pressing down, you feel the muscles, you're going to feel that body all the way up. You also want to feel like that sternum, your breastbone, is lifted up while the shoulder blades slide down the back. So that's going to help to allow that chi to flow much better through the body. So next, putting the tongue to the roof of the mouth. There are energy flows, the meridians of the body that flow on the front of the body and also from the back. So this is a meeting point right here. So put that tongue to the roof of the mouth. And then we're going to move up to the head and the face. Because so many times we carry that tension up in the face. There's a lot of meridians in the face also that we're going to tap on. But for now, let's just try to loosen that up. So keeping the shoulders intact. Remember, we're working our way up, but we want to maintain that awareness. Allow the muscles in the cheeks and the jaw to relax. And start to really feel that breath coming into play. We're going to focus on breath a little bit deeper in a moment, but I want to get us into that good postural position. So feeling the muscles in the cheeks relax. Feeling the muscles around the eyes relax. Feeling the muscles of the eyes relax. And as you inhale, taking in fresh, healthy chi. As you exhale, feeling that relaxation now start to take over the body. Bring your attention up to the forehead, allowing the muscles in the forehead to relax. And then finally, feeling the top of the head. It's called the Bayway, or actually the Byway, but I always call it the Bayway. Feeling like the top of the head is lengthening up towards the heavens, so you feel that length in the spine while you still feel grounded. Feel those feet and arms grounding you down. So feel that dynamic yet relaxed posture. And try to maintain the awareness of that posture. And now let's focus on breath. You can change your breath many ways to achieve many things. But to relax, it's always about taking in a little bit deeper breath than you normally can. Like say maybe for a count of 3 or 4. Pausing at the top so you feel that definite difference in the cycle of breath. And then exhale, letting that air, letting that breath just ebb out of the body. And let's do that several times, that enhanced breath. Inhaling deeply, feeling the chest rise, the belly rise, still feeling that connection to the earth. Pausing for a moment, and then exhaling out, nice and easy. And if you feel a little lightheaded, if you haven't had anything to eat before class or whatever, then maybe not breathe in quite so deeply or for as long. Maybe cut it back to 3. But let's do a few more of this enhanced breathing. And what happens automatically is the mind begins to become part of the practice. When we set our minds into the practice, it sends a powerful message to the body. It starts to lower your blood pressure. You start to be able to utilize blood glucose better almost instantly. It like sends a powerful message of control. Something as simple as breath, we kind of take for granted that we do automatically, but when we control something that happens automatically, that is what gives us the strength. Let's do a few more of these enhanced breathing. And then let's put your right hand, that's your yang hand, on the lower dantian, which is that lower abdominal area. Bring your left hand, the yin hand, up to your sternum. That's your chi. That's the middle dantian. And just feel the breath in the body, still maintaining that posture, but feeling how the breath moves in the body. And then as we bring the right hand up to the forehead, this is the upper dantian called Shen. This helps connect the breath through all the dantians. It's called also the triple burner, or the three treasures. And then relax and let those hands come down. So on the bottom of the feet are areas called the yang quan points, and they are here about where the knuckles are in the feet. On the bottom of the feet, we also have areas in the hands called lao gong. We're going to activate the yang quan points first. So what I'd like for you to do is lift the toes, roll up the heels, so you feel like the bottom of the foot is just gently moving onto the floor and opening up the toes. That will allow those yang quan points to open up. So feel like you're pressing the knuckles, the balls of the feet down into the ground. Still maintaining that posture, still maintaining breath, and just focusing on that very simple movement, feeling the feet, the toes opening up. And then lift the heels and keep them lifted, and just roll those heels around so you feel like you're pressing the balls of the feet into the earth, and then roll the heels in the opposite direction. And then let those heels sink down. Then let's whisk the hands together, get those lao gong points activated. So that heat that you feel in your hands, yes, it's friction, but that is your chi. And so whenever I've taught this in some diabetes self-management programs, a lot of people will really be able to feel that chi. And that is very empowering as well. So do this about 32 times. There's a variety of ways to do it, but remembering to maintain that posture, keep the breath. Now we're going to move that chi. So now let's release and move those hands right across the chest, inhaling and exhaling as you press. So what you may feel is this like magnetic pull between the hands. That is your chi. And we're all born with chi, but what it means for us is that we need to work it. We need to cultivate it. Yoga is a form of Indian Qigong, and the Tai Chi is, of course, moving that energy around. It's a little more choreographed than the Qigong that we're doing. but I am going to do a few movements with you, Tai Chi, that are very typical Tai Chi movements. But we're going to focus more today on doing some tapping. That's also a form of Qigong, like acupressure. And let that, just immerse yourself in the simplicity of that movement. Just feel that chest open. Exhale. Inhale as you pull that energy across. Let those hands expand just a little bit more. And back. And just feel like you're moving against a dense cloud, or like you're moving in water. Let's do that a few more times. I do this a lot if I'm in traffic, although with COVID going on, I don't really seem to have a lot of traffic going on now. But, you know, if I'm stressed out, I'll take a moment and I'll just whisk my hands together and do this. And it is amazing on how much it can relax you almost instantly. Let's do that one more time. And down. So we're going to do some tapping over the head. So I'm going to take my glasses off so I don't pound on my glasses on my head. So let's whisk those hands together again. So we really got that chi flowing. And let's begin at the Bay Way on the top of the head. So you're just going to take the fingers and do a little tapping, and then go around the crown and around the top of the head and just the top of the forehead for now. And just go around nice and gently. Remember, especially if you're having a migraine, you certainly don't want to, make it too hard. And just remember to keep breathing. Remember that posture. Keep those feet grounded so you continue to draw that healing chi up from the earth. Let's do that one more time and around. Just let that come down. Now let's go up to the forehead. Just tapping gently around. And what happens too with migraines, which I'm sure many of you may have already experienced, is the ocular migraine. I myself, since I've been working from home and looking at a small screen, I have had several of them. And I don't get the headache, but I get that pixely, that weird thing going on in my vision. So I find myself doing this when that happens to try and relax my eyes. Now, let's go, just press gently on the brow ridge, and then press around the eye, like on the top of the cheeks. And in the nose, on the nose, there are very many meridians. So we want to be able to press on the nose. We want to go around the ridge, all the way around. And especially if you have any tender spots, if you want to give it a little bit more, tapping, especially if your sinuses are a little full, sometimes that can contribute to a migraine. And then press into the corners of the eye. Nice little rolling action. Keeping the tongue to the roof of the mouth, remembering to keep that posture. Keep that breath. Just allow yourself to feel and release. Press in a little bit. And release. Press in and release. And let's do that one more time. Pressing in and release. So let's get that Lao Gong going again. And now we're going to just cup the hands and put them right over the eyes. So that way we send that healing chi right over onto the eyes. Keeping the tongue to the roof of the mouth. We'll keep the neck steady. Let the muscles in the front and the back of the neck support. And just breathe into your eyes. Let's do a few more breaths into the eyes. Good. Let the arms come down. Let them rest a little bit. Sometimes our shoulders and arms get a little tired. Now let's come up to the muscles in the jaw and just stretch them down. Feeling, especially right here along the jawline, a lot of tension right there. If you've ever had TMJ too, you know what that's all about. So let that muscle, let them come down, relax, giving yourself a little self-massage. And right along that jawline, just letting those muscles relax. And then coming in front of the ear. It's also a muscle, very important muscle that can get a lot of tension there in front of the ear. And again, only press as hard as comfortable for you, especially if you are experiencing a little bit of migraine. Sometimes when you press, though, it releases that tension. So that might be something, too. If you have a lot of pain there, press in gently, release. Press in and release. That also will help you. And then behind the ear, just kind of giving that a nice massage. And then the ear itself, let's let those arms come down for a moment to relax. Kind of shake that out a little bit, any tension that's in the forearm or the wrists. The ears are very much like your hands as far as reflexology. So let's just take a moment to massage all the way around the rim of the ear, the lobe, and then into the center, all the way around. And just stay there in that center for a few moments. And then move back out, and then move around. So that becomes like acupressure for all those reflexology points that you have in the ears. So, and if you find a little tender spot, when you do this on your own, you may want to stay there a little bit longer. But you want to feel like you're covering the whole ear all the way around. And then in that center, in the ear canal, good. And let the arms come down. Take rest. Now let's go back to the nose a little bit. You can tap on the nose a little bit. You can press on one side, especially if one side is clogged. That's actually a yoga breath where you inhale in that clogged side to try and open that up. Or gently just press. Any of the above will work on all those meridians that cover over the nose. And then moving down, tapping right there on that upper lip. And around the mouth, and then even on the bottom. And then let's take a moment and just feel like you're brushing all of that, any excess tension out of the way. And then let's sync the chi. So as you bring the arms up, remember, always go to the point of sensation, not to the point of pain. Let your head and neck move gently with that movement. Inhale as you come up, lift the head up just slightly, bring it to a comfortable point, and just feel like you're moving that chi all the way down the front, and let that head and neck come down. Inhale, come up, Let's do that a few more times. This is called sinking the chi, because you're gathering chi is all around us, in the trees, in the ground, our pets, all the way around us. And just allow yourself to gather that chi and pull it towards you, give that big positive experience. Good, let's do that one more time. Now we're going to do a Tai Chi or Qigong warm-up that really works on the neck. I'm going to show you forward and a side view. So as we bring the arms up, whenever we lift the arms up with Tai Chi or Qigong, it's always this gentle movement. So let's just focus on doing that first. So as I come up, notice my wrists are above. I'm not lifting up with my shoulder. I'm lifting the arm up, inhaling up, and exhaling and letting those hands come down. Still maintaining that posture. What I'm doing is I'm moving that chi around. Because when chi is stuck, that's when we have inflammation. That's when we can get chronic conditions. So we want to be moving this chi in a very graceful, like dance-like kind of movement. And remembering to breathe nice and deeply. Inhaling up, exhaling, letting those hands just float down. Let's do one more of these. So this time now, we're going to bring the arms up in front. We're going to feel like we're gathering chi and pulling it towards us. And as I pull back, I want to push my chin back. That's going to help to stretch and lengthen right here where the head and neck meet. So I'm going to tuck that chin back. Exhale, press out, and then let the head and neck come down. And when I'm down here, what I don't want to do is lose posture. I want to keep that posture, keep my abdominals, feet are pressing. My entire body is a part of the process, even sitting. Inhaling up. Exhale as I draw chi in, tuck that chin back. Pressing out. And exhale down. Let's do that a few more times. Inhaling up. Exhale as I pull in, tuck that chin back. Inhale as I press out and engage my chi with that all around me. And down. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling up. Exhale as I pull it in. Press out. And down. We're also going to do a rotational movement. So we're going to kind of get the neck, head and neck prepared to do that. So maintaining posture. What I'd like for you to do is just like as if you were saying no. Just gently back and forth first. Remembering to breathe nice and deeply. Maintaining posture, keeping the feet down to the ground. And now we're going to stretch all the way over to one side. When you reach over to the left, you want to keep that right shoulder or whatever side you're going to. You want to feel that stretch. You don't want to let that shoulder come forward. You want to keep that shoulder down, keep it activated, and then let the head stretch away from there. And just pause for a few minutes. Breathe into that stretch. And then back to center. And then over to the other side, same thing, keeping that shoulder intact, letting that head and neck stretch. Breathe into it. And then back to center. Let's do that again. Stretch. And then back to center. And then over to the other side. And remember, only going to the point of sensation, not to the point of pain. And back. So this time, we're we're going to focus on our hand because that's what Tai Chi and Qigong is all about. So this time, I'm going to keep my shoulders down and I'm going to turn and I'm going to look at that hand. And then come back. And as I cross paths, I want to let those Laogong points cross paths. Each time they cross paths, they energize even more. And then look to your other side. Inhale. Those hands cross. Activate those Laogong points even more. And then gently move. And then come back. Those hands cross paths. Good. Let's do one more to each side. And the slower, the better. The slower you move, the better your chi energy can move. And then back to center. Now let's put the hands on the legs. We're going to do, if you're familiar with yoga, it looks like we're doing kind of a cat and cow movement, but it is a Qigong movement as well. Remember, they are related. So I'm going to lift the chin and lift the tail as if I was doing the camel position, and then come forward, roll forward, and then curl up as if you were doing the cat, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, uncurling the spine, and coming back to posture. Inhale, let that tail rise, chin up, come forward, and then roll all the way up one vertebrae at a time, and uncurl that spine, opening up each and every one of your vertebrae. Let's do that again one more time. Inhale, and exhale as we come forward, and roll all the way up, one vertebrae at a time, and come back. This time we're going to go in reverse. So what happens here is you really get to feel your back extensors come into play. So I'm going to curl forward this time, pulling in the abdominals, roll forward, and then inhale, lift up, and settle into that posture. Curl, exhaling, roll forward, and then lift with those muscles, those back muscles up, and settle. Let's do that one more time. Exhale. Roll all the way up, and settle. Let's also do a side bend. So when you do a side bend, you want to stay nice and tall, keeping the tongue to the roof of the mouth. You can keep the arm up, or if it doesn't feel comfortable, you can just let the head and the neck stay intact. Let yourself go over to the side so you feel the contraction on this side. Inhale as you lift up into posture, and then exhale as we go to the other side, keeping the tongue to the roof of the mouth so you feel the spine works together. Inhale as you come up. Now, if you feel comfortable to use an arm, when you lift the arm, you want to feel this space. You don't want to cram it up here like this. You want to feel that length. Exhale as you stretch over. And inhale as you come up, lifting that rib cage up, letting that arm come down. Other side, lift. Exhale. Inhale, come up and down. Let's do that one more time. Bring it up. Lengthen that spine. Let that chi flow. And come up and down. Other side, lift and over and back. Good, and down. So let's do, we have some time yet. Let's go into a standing position if you feel comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable, that's okay too. But as we stand up, what we want to do is readjust that posture to a standing position. So we want to look down, make sure your feet are facing forward. If you have a problem, that your feet turn in or out, just try to set them up so that they're a little bit more on a straight on position. You want your knees to be soft. So you feel like you're in this kind of relaxed, bouncy type position. You want to keep that navel pulled in. So we feel that tailbone, and let's actually go through a little pelvic tilting in the standing position. Still maintaining the upper body posture. Feeling that length in the tailbone and that lumbar vertebrae. Good. And then kind of be in that relaxed position. We don't want to feel lordotic, nor do you want to feel you're tucked under. You just want to feel in that relaxed position. Readjust your shoulders. Make sure the tongue stays to the roof of the mouth, head and neck. You're nice and tall. So let's do some rotation. And this tapping on the body sends a healing vibration into the body organs on each side. And here you want to just let the arms just land where they're going to land. Just let that gentle tapping. We always joke in class about this is self-abuse time. So just let your hips move gently. Let the arms do the movement. But this is all about letting that body move. Letting that rib cage gently move from one side to the other. Now let's bring that up into the shoulder. So the arm is still going to the back, but now we're tapping into that shoulder. There's a lot of meridians up in that shoulder for the heart and the lungs, also going up into the head and the neck. But just giving that little gentle tap on that shoulder. And then over the top, those tight muscles up there. Oh boy, just let that get a nice little tap going on. Still letting that body move gently. And then come back down into the shoulder. Everybody laughs when we do this one. It's like, yes, self-abuse time. Here we go. And then all the way down in front. Back down. Good. And then just let those arms. So here you want to move that body. You might feel as if your hands are vibrating a little bit as they're moving across side to side. Inhaling and exhaling nice and deeply. Maintaining that posture. Just letting yourself flow with it. Remember, Tai Chi and Qigong is all about just letting that Qi flow. Now let's come back to center. We're going to do a little bit more of the tapping. So the tapping is, again, about opening up that Qi energy. And so we're going to do this one. This is going to go down the arms. This is going to be more in the upper body. So right here, this is the thymus area. So thymus is all about anti-aging. So a lot of times when I teach class, everybody, oh my God, I'll be 10 years younger when I get done doing that. So you don't have to do it quite so hard, but that is your thymus right there. So, and then of course our thyroid is in that area too. So now let's kind of go down on the right side. You want to let your yang hand, and you want to go down the inside of the arm. That's your yin side. Down the inside, give yourself a hand. Yay, good job. Then turn around, go on the outside of the arm. That's your yang side. And then, oh yeah, up into that shoulder. Ooh. And then back down the inside of that arm. Good. That Lao Gong point, and then around. And of course, you don't have to hit yourself quite so hard. I know it sounds like I'm really, oh. And then back down one more time on the inside. Good. And then up the outside. And then back to center. So the tapping can be even like a little fist if you want to, whatever feels comfortable for you. Now let's go on to the left. Okay, so we're going over to the left arm. We're still going down the inside to the inside of that arm. And the hand, and then up the outside. And then up, oh, into that shoulder area. Boy, I don't know who you, no matter who you are, I'm sure we're all feeling that. Back down onto the inside. The hand, and then up the outside. And then one more time. Oh, I'm breaking out into a sweat here. All the way down. Good. And then up. Oh, and just, let's sink that chi. Oh, and down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Okay, we're going to do one more movement. We're going to finish up with a movement that's called cloud hands. So cloud hands is all about moving as if your hands were like clouds in the sky. So it's all about focusing on the hand, watching this one. The hand on the bottom is like moving across. When I get to that side, I'm going to switch, bring this hand up, and just allow myself to move. When I get to that side, and I gave Helen a couple of YouTube links that you guys can look at, so you can, look at some more of these. Dr. Roger Jonke does a 4-minute seated version of this, doing the cloud hands. That is absolutely spectacular. And just remember breathing deeply. You might feel that vibration in the hands. That's your chi. And remember, nice and slow. Switch those hands and move as if you were moving through water. Let's do one more to each side. And let's come back to center. Let's put our hands over that lower dantian for a few moments. Feeling that warmth of that chi moving through your body. And what we do is when we put the hands on that lower dantian, that helps to sink that chi. That's an area that really cultivates the chi for us. So let's put our hands up together in prayer pose. You can also put your thumbs together right over your heart. So I wanted to thank you for sharing your chi energy with all of us, because even though we're all not in the same room, that chi energy acts like a powerful, positive monsoon, a positive energy going out in this world to try and balance out all the negativity that we have going on. And boy, no matter where you are, we all have some kind of negativity going on right now. And remember, we are all pieces of the puzzle. We are all a part of the fabric. We all have special talents and gifts to give to this world. So even when you're experiencing your headaches or you're having a terrible day, just remember that it will be better, and that all of us have something to contribute to this world, no matter who we are. And so there's a saying, like in yoga, that's called namaste. But in Chinese, there's a saying that's the same. And I figure, well, we're doing an Asian practice, so I found the Chinese words for that. So I'm going to tell you, and then I would like for you to repeat it to me, even though I won't hear you. The saying is Ni Men Hao Jing Shen Qi. So let's repeat that again. Ni Men Hao Jing Shen Qi. And what that means is that the light and the spirit and the energy in me so values, respects, honors, appreciates the light and the spirit and the energy in each and every one of you. And in Tai Chi, there is a hand position. Your left hand is open like this with your thumb in. Your right hand comes over the top. The right hand is strength. The left is friendship. And the thumb in that right hand is humility. And that's how we begin and end our practice. I want to thank you so much for joining me and sharing your chi energy with us and the world. Thank you so much. Okay, great job, everyone. Great job.
It's hard to come back on after a session with Suzan. She is so restorative and positive and such a gift to all of us. So we thank her for being with us this evening and part of our mindfulness series. And she is going to also join us in the fall when we begin our series again. So I also want you to know we have a lot of questions and interests of people that found such a benefit to this session. We will be posting it to our event page. I will send that to you as well as some of the other sessions she mentioned, but she really is a gift to us. So we are grateful for her to being with us. Thank you so much, Suzan.
Thank you.
I would be remiss. I must thank our sponsors, Amgen and Novartis, for making this series possible. They will continue to sponsor us in the fall. We're so grateful for that. And we have one more session on Thursday, a mindfulness session. It is a little bit later. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, for a meditation series. Annika will be back with us. She was with us last week. And I would kindly ask that you take a minute and fill out that survey so that we can get your opinions on our session in the fall for what is most effective. But most importantly, may you each have a wonderful evening. And thank you so much for being with us. And thank you again, Suzan. It was wonderful.
Great. Thank you. My pleasure. Oh.
As people are signing off, I just want to say, I feel like it's a new practice for so many people that are finding it very valuable. So that's what's so great about having you with us. A lot of people have not had the exposure, and there's so many great comments coming in. So thank you.
Good. It really, you know, and when I started practicing it myself, I went, wow, this is, you know. And when you, especially when you get into some of the Tai Chi, that really is quite challenging, but it really is great stuff. It's really great stuff.
Definitely. They're really enjoying it. So you're providing a valuable experience for so many of our community.
Great. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Right,
we'll talk soon.
And I look forward to hearing from you about the fall.
Definitely.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.